Hey guys, Matt here. Welcome back to my channel. So I don't want to take up too much of your time with this video. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, if you were like me or if you're like any other retail investor, I mean, you've gotten your ass kicked today. It's another bloody shower. Everything's terrible. Right now I'm sitting at $64,546.05 with a profit of just under 12 grand. So that's a bit down from last week. And yeah, we lost about $1,100, almost $1,200 a day. Yeah, not great at all. Not great one bit. And if we look at the performance of the market in general, it's just horrible all around. Like all around. Like the Dow, I mean, if we look at by the month, we're at 2% down by the Dow, and that's bad for the Dow. And the Nasdaq, I mean, we're talking 4.4% down by the month. Yeah, I mean, even the big dogs are starting to get hit here. But you guys already knew that. If you're watching this video, you already know that. You don't need me to explain that to you. I'm here to talk about what I'm doing as far as, what I'm doing this week. And I have lots of things I want to do. Like, for example, I want to buy more ARK. I want to add more shares of Verizon. I've talked about this in a previous video. I mean, I like to have, the amount invested be close to AT&T. So 7,000 to 8,000 invested. I want to buy more Palantir. I want to buy more Gevo. Like, I want to do lots of things. However, I mean, as far as the cash I have left, now this right here is the cash, but I spent money today. So today I bought some Palantir and I bought some Gevo. If you look over here, you can see that since spending that, I have about 1,000 left. That's not a lot. So the thumbnail of this video is not clickbait. I am almost entirely invested. I mean, in my portfolio, almost everything I have is invested. And what that means is I don't have a lot of capital to do things with. So as much as I would like to put money into Verizon, put money into Palantir, put money into Gevo, put money into ARK, buy new positions. My last video, I was talking about a stock called Galaxy. It's a stock that I was not a fan of towards the beginning of this year, but the stock is really starting to get its act together. And you know how much I hate penny stocks, but if I were to buy a penny stock, Galaxy would be it. It's looking more and more attractive, and I might do so over the next quarter or so. But, I mean, I don't have a lot of capital left, so I have to be very selective in where I put my money. And if you see these yellow marks here, I mean, well, I already told you I put money into Gevo and Palantir. And that's just because, I mean, I'm looking at my portfolio, and I want to put my money into the stocks which I think are going to grow the most. I mean, yeah, it's easy to put money into dividends, and I will continue to do so as I have more money. But if I only have a limited amount left, I'm going to put my money into the stocks I think that are going to grow the most. And Palantir, in my book, is a no-brainer as far as a primary stock to put money into, especially when it's this cheap. I mean, if you look at this performance versus his latest quarter, the performance versus this quarter last year, it's looking really good. And as of right now, I'm not going to go into all this. I mean, I have a whole playlist on Palantir, and I have a whole playlist on Gevo, which you can watch up here, and which I go into both stocks in more detail. But the gist is that, I mean, Palantir is a no-brainer. It's got receipts to prove it, and, I mean, by this time next year, it's going to be profitable. And not only that, Palantir is paid for a 40% growth this year and a 30% growth next year. Now, these are just analyst estimates. This is certainly not gospel, but if Palantir performs anywhere close to this, yeah, I mean, this stock is going to explode in a year from now. So it would be a sin not to get in now, especially at this price. Absolutely. Now, Gevo is a different story. Gevo is a company that's performing like ass right now as far as financially, but everyone knows that. I mean, no one's buying Gevo for how they're performing right now. People are buying Gevo for all the contracts that are in place. I think we got 1.6 billion or 2 billion. I haven't looked at it in a while, but Gevo has a lot of contracts in place which are supposed to start producing results in 2024. And it also has a number of contracts which are supposed to start producing results, a limited number, at the end of 2022 when the RNG plant goes live. And assuming Gevo doesn't report any delays, and as long as Gevo puts in their end of the work, I mean, it's going to come into some money starting next year. Now, if you look at the analytics for Gevo, now you need to take these with a grain of salt because Gevo has not been hitting these estimates. They have not been hitting their estimates in the past several quarters. So, like I said, take this with a grain of salt. But this year, yeah, they're not doing well at all. Next year, they're expected to grow from 1.17 million, which they're probably not going to hit, to 4.3 million. Again, I don't think they're going to hit that, but if they grow anywhere close to this, then yeah, the stock should explode. Well, I don't know if it'll explode, but it'll grow substantially in 2022, and then it should continue to grow throughout 2024, which is when we're going to see it. So my plan is to get in now when the stock is cheap and just hold on for the next couple of years. And I gotta say, I mean, this is not news. This is not a surprise to anyone that this is a very, very interesting time to invest. Like, you saw my portfolio. I am almost, like, all the money I have to invest, almost all of it is invested. I am almost entirely all in. And it's interesting, especially when you think about market psychology. Like last year, when everyone was invested, when the stocks were, let's be honest, stocks were very, very expensive. That's when everyone was invested. They were just pulling money into it. The stupid penny stocks and stuff like that. Like, they were putting money into anything. And now when the stocks are actually cheap, when, you know, the perfect time to invest, and the public as a whole is, they don't want anything to do with the stock market. If there ever was a time to be all into the market, like, now's the time. But anyways, take care, have a great day, and eat your vegetables.